My wife was diagnosed with breast cancer back in 2010. And at that point, I took some time off work and I had a lot of free time. So I started doing lots of walks in the back alleys with Heather. And there was a lot of furniture back there. So one day we decided to just pull one piece out and I just sort of sanded it down. I put a new leg on it. Eventually, people started asking if they could buy some of the stuff that I was making. And one day Heather put it on one of the pieces on the internet, and we, within a couple of hours, we had sold it to somebody in Brooklyn, New York. And that kind of spurred on the reclaimed material art kind of vision that we have now. The fact that our business is 100% reclaimed, I mean that's very good for the environment. And I'm sure with a little imagination, a lot of businesses could be making a lot of things out of a lot of the stuff that's being thrown out. It just takes imagination. Yes, we have 7 acres here, and if this could be a place where reclaimed materials could come and there was an army of artists or an army of engineers that could engineer or make useful things, beautiful, useful things. Maybe furniture for a hospital. The hospital doesn't need to buy furniture if we make it out of reclaimed materials. So it's just creating, I want this place, this land, to be a hub of imagination and just reimagining waste. And I mean that word, I don't like that word. We're calling it waste before it is. I can still grab it, I can still use it. It's not waste, it's just being put where waste is supposed to go, so we forget about it. But if the artists of Prince Edward Island were in charge of the garbage of Prince Edward Island, I think this place would be a hell of a tourist destination. Well, I have my own specific style of drawing that I've been drawing since I was a kid. Just a flowing line, kind of free-flowing idea drawing. And so that, coupled with the fact that I'm at the behest of my donations, those two worlds, there's a little bit of me and there's a little bit of the other world of the people that bring the donations in, whether it was stored in a barn or a basement, and whether it's got cracks in it or it doesn't. All of those things make my pieces truly, you can't replicate the history. You can't get another one of those pump organs from that family. That's impossible. So it is truly unique in that way. So this is a piece of sheet metal, rusted old sheet metal that came from the St.Georges hockey rink, which is on our 7 acres that we own here. The building collapsed 6 years ago. And so my plan is to take the sheet metal and to use it as canvas. My process here is, as you can tell, there's a lot of rust. So the rust that's run down hasn't run down all the way. And my process is to take ink and to basically outline where the rust was and where it wasn't. Once I've done that outline, then each little dip in where the rust kind of deviates is where I start my design. And my design is a free-flowing, no plan, just do as much as I can in a sitting. And this is what it turns out to be. So with this project, I'm doing a whole bunch of different pieces of this, and my plan is to use the funds from the sale of these pieces of art to then create a new outdoor free community rink. I'm not alone here at Birdmouse. This was not just me. My wife, Heather Gallant, is another integral part. Although it's changed over the years, but yeah.
So yeah, we started the business together, and I'd say my role is still like reining in Lenny's creativity. So he'll have this big idea, and I'll be like, okay, how can we make it realistic and doable?
Yeah.
So that it actually happens, and then it all comes together. So I created our website and have done all of the photography of Lenny's work. And another thing I think it's common amongst other artists is pricing your artwork. So that's something I'm able to do. I price Lenny's artwork, stand back and objectively look at it without having that same attachment that he has to his own work, and price it.
Mm-hmm. If this is what you want to do for the rest of your life, then spend the appropriate amount of time either researching it or practicing it so that you can know whether it's for you or not. Allow yourself time to make mistakes. That's the only way you grow. Make lots of good mistakes.